Since it is 5:33, we'll go ahead and get straight to it. If at any time you guys have questions or if you can't hear me, please just unmute yourself and let me know. But welcome to Hips and Hamstrings. I have a really nice, slow and gentle flow planned for this evening. And we'll go ahead and get right to it. So we'll begin in a reclined position today. So go ahead and make your way down to your back. So a few options when you arrive. Option to take just a reclined pose like Shavasana, or perhaps if you'd like to get straight into the hips, you can take bound angle pose with the feet together and the knees open like the pages of a book. Taking as much time, as many movements as you need to arrive in this space. Reclining down into the earth, allowing your body to feel really heavy. Finding this sense of release as we come to this mutual ground with the earth. Just taking a moment here to really slow down and disengage your mind, your thoughts from whatever you were doing before you got onto your mat. Whatever your week has brought you. And simply land in this space with this full awareness. Thanking yourself for rolling out to your mat this evening, as sometimes that's the hardest part. So now that you're here, truly and fully dedicating this next hour to yourself and to your practice. And begin to receive the breath here. Just tune in to your breath's natural rhythm. For a moment, just immerse yourself in the rise and the fall of your belly. Taking a moment to recognize the quality and the depth of your breath. It is said that the breath is like a back door to the mind. So as the breath is the mind, so working with this invitation to make the breath longer, fuller, smoother. And if you're in that bound angle pose with the knees open, just begin to sense the sensations you're experiencing through the outer hips, the glutes, the inner hips and groin. And as you lay in this space, cultivating a deep breath, perhaps begin to bring one hand to the belly and one hand to your heart. Breathing into your heart space. And for a moment, really just looking internally into the heart and asking yourself what it is you want. Perhaps calling in a personal intention for your practice, something to carry with you as you move. Asking yourself how you will share your energy. And just a few more breaths here, breathing into that intention. And when you feel ready, if you took the knees out wide, simply begin to bring your hands on the outsides of the legs and begin to bring them together to touch. And then hug your knees into the chest, gripping just below your kneecaps, hugging the knees in and inviting a few rolls here. So as if you're drawing circles on your ceiling with your hips and your knees. And again, just feel the points of contact on the floor here. So giving the lumbar spine a gentle massage as you move through these shapes. Good. And then coming back to stillness, keep the right knee hugged in and then release the left foot down to your mat and the left knee is pointing down toward or up towards the ceiling rather. And begin to extend through the right leg. So the right leg reaches towards the ceiling and perhaps you create a grip behind the right leg. So here, flex and point through the right toes. Just feeling any sensation through the back of the leg. And then begin to invite rotation into the ankle. So rotating the ankle in each direction about 3 or 4 times, going each way. And again, just lock your attention around your body here. Notice how these movements feel with your breath. Good. And we'll come back to stillness with the flexed right foot. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, begin to open your right leg out to the right side, any amount that feels good. Keep the muscles engaged by keeping the toes flexed. You may want to bring your left hand above your left hip to keep that side grounded, and your right hand maybe on the outside of the right leg as it helps you keep strength and work with the flexibility here. A few deep breaths here. Your next breath in will guide the right leg back through center. Keep the toes flexed, this time taking the right leg any amount over to the left side of the body. So here, you're getting into the IT band, but what you generally feel in the stretch is the sciatic nerve that runs down the leg from the spine. And deepening your breath. And your next inhale brings the right leg back towards the ceiling. Again, flexing the right toes for a breath in. And then hug the right knee into your chest. We're going to take half happy baby. So your right hand will grab the outside of the right foot or maybe ankle or shin if that's more accessible. And then consider you're stepping on the ceiling with your right foot. So toes still are flexed. And then the right knee is energetically drawing down towards your mat. Feeling that compression within the right hip and that external rotation. Stay for one more breath in, one more breath out. And then slowly begin to straighten through the legs And then guide it back through center, hugging the right knee into the chest. Extend your left leg long. Good. As you inhale, straighten the right leg one more time, flexing the toes, interlacing your hands behind the leg. As you exhale, bring your palms down to your sides, and as slow as you can, with the leg engaged, lower the right leg to meet the left. Good. As you inhale, begin to take a full body stretch. So reach your arms over your head, point the toes, lengthening through both sides of your body. Breathing in space to the body. And then slowly, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left knee hugs into the chest, and you'll plant the right foot down to your mat. Good. Extend through the left leg as if you were standing on the ceiling with the left foot, and create a grip behind your left leg, again, wherever is accessible. And then just take a few moments flexing and pointing through the toes. Just experiencing this movement, this stretch. Staying with the breath, as it's the breath that will guide you through your practice. And again, inviting those circles through the ankle. So 3 to 5 times in each direction, as if you're creating circles on the ceiling. And when you finish, coming back to a flexed left foot, take a breath in. As you exhale, guide the left leg open to the left side, any amount that feels good and sustainable in your body. Again, maybe grounding the right hand to the right hip, and the left hand on the outside of the left leg for support. Next breath in, mindfully guide the left leg back through center. Exhale, guide the leg over to the right side, any amount. So again, getting into the T-band and the sciatic nerve on this side. That's often why we feel such a deep stretch here. Next breath in, guide the leg back through center. Bend into the knee, finding half happy baby here. So grabbing the outside of the foot or the shin or ankle. And again, as if you're stepping on the ceiling with your left foot, flexing the toes back and drawing the left knee towards the mat, any amount. Breathing deeply here, becoming aware of what's happening in this space. Beautiful. Let's slowly release that, bringing the knee into the chest for a breath in and a breath out. Extending the right leg, and then begin to lift the left leg one more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower the left leg down to meet the right, keeping the toe flexed. When it reaches the mat, full body stretch one more time here, reaching the arms over the head, pointing the toes. And as you exhale, begin to draw the knees back into the chest. This time we're going to come up to a seat. So a few options to get there. You can simply just roll to your side and sit yourself up. Or if you'd like to roll, you can take a few rolls here, tucking your chin to your chest when you do. Gaining momentum, so 3 to 6 rolls until you come up to a seat, taking your time to arrive. Hello. Get rooted through your sit bones here. And create a nice long spine with the crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, begin to drop your chin down into your chest. For a moment, noticing any stagnation or tension through the back of the neck. You can stay here if it feels good, or perhaps you invite some movement. So dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder, and then taking these half circles. So coming down through center, dropping the chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. Moving at your own pace, just exploring the spine, the cervical spine, the neck. And if it feels okay, you can maybe even take full circles. Just be mindful of your head and your neck. Balancing out your sides, switching directions. Good. And when it feels good, coming back to a nice, long and neutral spine, beginning to connect breath and movement. So you'll inhale and reach the arms towards your ceiling. Exhale, hands come together and drop down to the heart. Keeping the connection of the hands, inhale, take the arms back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, cactus your arms, so creating this cactus shape and hugging the shoulder blades together as you reach your gaze upward. Inhale, take the arms back up. Exhale, take a forward fold. So reach your palms forward and drop your chin to your chest. It might feel good to rock your head side to side, finding some freedom here. And then slowly beginning to walk the hands back up, coming back to a nice tall spine. Beautiful. From here, we'll switch out the cross of the leg. So whatever leg is in front, put it in back. It might be the more awkward or less comfortable side that we gravitate to. And again, finding those same movements here. So as you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Breath in reaches the arms. Breath out, open through the heart. Draw the shoulder blades together as you bend the elbow. Inhale the arms. Exhale, forward fold, reaching the palms forward past the legs. And again, dropping the chin to the chest, feeling the stretch in your other hip this time. And again, if that sway side to side feels good, maybe play with that, or just simply come to stillness. Always inviting you to practice in a way that's authentic and feels good in your body. Take another breath or two here, as long as it feels good. And then slowly begin to walk the hands back towards the leg. Beautiful work. Let's inhale, take the arms up one time. Exhale, release the palms down in front of you. Cross over your ankles or sit to your side. We're gonna come to all fours, tabletop position. So however you like to travel there. And then always in this space, I invite you just to play with any organic movement that feels good. So maybe that's a cat and cow. Maybe you find some hip circles. Take this as an invitation to explore any parts of your body that may feel tense or painful, right? So we look for these areas of tension physically in the body so we can release them. And then we move even deeper, looking internally, what isn't serving us, so we can find a great release. When you feel good, let's come back to a neutral tabletop. Really setting up firm through your foundation. So spread out wide through all 10 fingers. And imagine as if you were opening up 2 jars with your hands. So there's this external rotation happening in the arms. The belly draws in towards the spine. As you inhale, begin to drop your belly down. Open through your chest, lift your gaze, cow pose. Exhale, the belly hugs to the spine, pushing the mat away. Chin comes to chest flat. Moving with these movements, cat and cow. So this movement initiates from the pelvic region. Inhale, finding an extension, lifting the crown of the head. Exhale, arching the spine and pushing the mat away. One more round on your own. Neutral tabletop is where we'll meet. Setting up spinal balance. First, let's take the right foot back, bringing the ball of the foot on the mat, and begin to shift your weight forward and back. Again, landing in the calf muscles here. So again, just notice any tension. It might feel good to stay in a spot that feels extra sticky or stuck. Good. Now, option to stay here or playing with spinal balance, begin to shift your weight forward again so your shoulders stack above the wrist. Begin to reach the right toes away from the mat. Your gaze is forward and left arm, so opposite arm, reaches forward as if you were shaking someone's hand and your thumb faces towards the ceiling. Notice if there's any wrinkles in through the neck space and see if you can create length in your spine by bringing your gaze towards the top of your mat. Strong through your core here. Take a breath in, breath out. One more inhale. And exhale, releases the left palm down and then bring the right foot back down. Staying here, take the left foot and open it up to the side. We're gonna take a modified side plank. So your back foot spins flat, your toes will face the long side of your mat. As you inhale, the top arm up. Good, maybe reaching it over the head. So I always like to give options in my yoga classes. So option to stay here. If you want a little bit more, maybe you play with lifting the right leg. If you want more, maybe you begin to bend the right knee and maybe you can reach your right palm to capture that outside edge of the foot. If you have that connection, kicking your foot into your hand into your foot by playing with this opening through the chest and the heart. Good work, guys. So wherever you are, begin to release the way you came into the posture very slowly, very mindfully. And then settle back down, tabletop, returning down to all fours. For a moment here, let's take a counter stretch, Anahatasana, a melting heart pose. Hips stay stacked above the knees. Reach the palm towards the top of your mat and melt the chest into the earth. You can bring your forehead down or your chin can come down, whatever feels better. A really nice gentle back bend and a good way to open through the heart. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly begin to walk yourself back up to tabletop. Take your time to arrive. And we'll do the same movement on the other side. So this time the left foot reaches back, ball of the foot lands to your mat. Shifting weight back and forth. Again, exploring sensations here. Good. Staying in any place that feels like it needs a little bit more love, more breath. And when you're ready, we'll move into that spinal balance. So again, so your shoulders are stacked above the wrist, lifting the toes away from the mat, and your toes are directly pointing towards the earth. Right palm reaches forward, again, thumb facing the ceiling, really long through your body, reaching in opposite directions to create space and strength in your core. Stay for one more breath in. As you breathe out, release the right hand down, and then again, take the left foot back down to the mat, and we'll open up to the side again. So reaching the right foot out to the side, extending the left leg, reaching the top arm up and over. Beautiful. And again, playing with any variation you may have done on the other side. So whether that's staying here, maybe you lift through the leg, maybe you bend at the knee and perhaps capture your foot. Knowing that one isn't better than the other, just good to have options. And when you're ready, coming into that release, the way you entered, coming back down, tabletop. Good work, you guys. From here, let's bring the knees out wide, untuck the toes and sit the hips to the heels, child's pose. Release the forehead down to the mat. Take a moment of appreciation for your body exactly as it is in this moment. Being thankful that you know and are capable to engage in this practice. Thank you, body. As you inhale, we'll slowly begin to find a few movements. So inhale, coming up to a tabletop. And then begin to tuck your toes under, coming to downward facing dog for the first time. When you arrive, take a moment to arrive. So any movement by pedaling out through the feet, maybe lifting the heels away from the mat. And again, always building a really strong foundation in our practice is very important to keep us safe. So spread out wide through all 10 fingertips. And again, imagine as if you were opening 2 jars with both of your hands and feel how that engages your arms. Drop your head and your neck. Allowing the knees to bend if they need to, so you can lengthen your spine. A few movements to build just a little bit of heat in the body. As you inhale, begin to come to the toes, lifting the heels away from your mat. Exhale, hover the knees about an inch away from the mat. Keep the belly hugging in to engage the core. Now look forward and shift into a high plank position, top of a push-up. So good, you guys. So here for a moment, again, really firm through your arms, your belly's hugging in towards your spine, and you're puffing up that space in between the shoulder blades. Take a moment to experience how this sensation of heat feels in your body. And trust yourself to have the strength. Stay for a breath in. And exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, breath out. Now I invite you just to move a few times through those movements, only if it feels good. I'll guide you with breath. Inhale, come to the toes. Exhale, bend and hover the knees. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, use your core to take you back to downward facing dog. 2 more times if you want to take it. Inhale the toes. Exhale, hover. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. So good. Last time, if you choose, inhale. Exhale, hover. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale, begin to lift your gaze towards your hands. Bend your knees a lot as you bring your feet to your hands for a forward fold. Finding a generous bend in both knees here, just hang out for a moment, finding ragdoll. You can interlace opposite elbows. If you'd like more of a shoulder opener, you can interlace your palms at your spine and bring your arms over your head. Again, only inviting movement that feels good. Movement that's maybe challenging, but never painful or overwhelming. Hanging out here for a moment, shifting your weight towards your toes. And then if you took any sort of grip, begin to release that. Inhale, create a halfway lift in the spine. So hands come to shins or thighs. As you reach the crown of your head forward and draw the shoulders down the back. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold down. Now begin to get really grounded into your feet. You can bend your knees here. Tee out your arms, and as you press into your feet, rise all the way up to stand. Bring the arms up, and then hands come through center. Beautiful work. Take a moment in this standing posture to get grounded in your feet. So your feet may be hip width distance apart or big toes to touch with a gentle space in between your heels. Happy toes, so really light through your toes. And begin to shift your weight forward and back, side to side. Hugging the navel, the belly button in towards the spine. We'll find a little bit of movement with breath. Inhale, begin to lift the arms, reach the gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, teeing out through the arms as you hinge from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Root into your feet, rise to stand, inhale. Exhale, hands through heart center. Always moving with your breath, your pace. Again, inhale the arms. Exhale, bowing down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Again, root down to rise all the way up. Follow your gaze to your hands. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Last time through that. Inhale. Exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, root down, rise up. And exhale, hands come to the heart. Good work. Inhale the arms once again. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, finding a halfway lift. This time, as you exhale, step back to high plank position. So option to stay here, come to the knees. Whatever you choose, bend the elbows, keeping them close to midline as you lower the belly all the way down to the mat. We're gonna set up for 3 rolling cobras. First, setting this up, so tops of the feet are flat on the mat, and you're pressing into your feet so much so that your kneecaps engage and lift away from the mat. Palms are directly underneath the shoulders, elbows hugging in towards the body. Keeping that engagement, as you inhale, begin to lift the chest and the head forward. Exhale, releases it down. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. 1 more time, pressing into the feet to lift the crown of the head, drawing the shoulders down the back. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes under. Press yourself up. You can come through tabletop, maybe plank, and we'll come back to downward facing dog. Good work. Reconnect to your breath. Do what you need to. And as you're ready, begin to lift the right leg towards the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Now peek at your right toes and notice where the toes are pointing. Wherever they are, if they're not pointing down towards the earth, so your hips are level. Staying with this engagement, take a breath and lift the right leg a little higher. As you exhale, bend into the knee and draw the knee towards your chest as you round the spine. Stay here and then release the foot down. You can take as many steps as you need to come into that low lunge position, pressing through the ball of the back foot. We'll create cow and cat spines here. So as you inhale, you're gonna bend into the front knee and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, straighten the front leg and round your chin to your chest. Moving with your breath here. Inhale, bends into the knee, lengthens the spine. Exhale, straighten the front leg and round. Just taking a moment to settle into the hips and the hamstrings before we hold this pose. Good. And when you're ready, begin to move into that low lunge. So your left knee will touch the mat. Good. Engage through your inner thighs and inhale, take the arms high. Low lunge. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. Option is yours. And then here, allow your arms to disappear from your vision and create sort of opening through the heart and chest space, gazing up. And then energetically, think about drawing your front heel towards your body and see how that engages through your left hip and left psoas. And then settle in, finding that deep, peaceful breath. Let's take an inhale here, breathe in. And then begin to bring your right hand to your right hip. Your left arm will reach up and then slightly over to your right, creating a side body stretch on your left side. Let's inhale and bring everything back up. And then exhale, release the hands down to frame your foot. And begin to walk your hands back so they come underneath the shoulders. Half split pose, flexing the right toes, strong and long through your right leg. And again, let's invite some movement here. So keeping a deep flex through the foot. Inhale, halfway lift in the spine, lengthening. Exhale, bend at the elbows and round your chin to your chest. Using the breath in to lengthen. Breath out to fold. One more time, your pace. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly returning. And then once again, bend into your front knee, finding that low lunge. Beautiful. Tuck your left toes under, lift the back knee off the mat. Option to keep it grounded if that feels better. We're gonna set up a twist. The left palm grounds into the mat. As you inhale, you're gonna lift the right arm open. So tendency here is for the right hip to move back. So see if you can move the right hip forward, left hip back, as you really press through the ball of your back foot, working on creating space through your heart and your chest. Few deep breaths here. Noticing how the breath really enhances your experience and brings the pose to life. Good. We'll slowly begin to release that down. And we're gonna take the left foot forward a few steps. We're gonna come into pyramid pose. So your right foot is forward, left foot back, and you're square through your hips to the front of the mat. So let's find a halfway lift here. So as you inhale, begin to lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Working towards a straighter front leg to access the hamstrings a little bit deeper. Good. Beautiful, guys. So from here, we're gonna find a little bit of a big movement. So begin to bend into your front knee and lift the left leg high, standing split. So you're balancing on your right leg, and then you can drop your head and your neck. Flexing through the left toes. Take a breath in and maybe lift the left leg a little bit higher. Then as you exhale, join the left foot to meet the right in a forward fold. Good. Inhale, create a halfway lift, spine extends. And exhale, forward fold. Root into your feet, rise to stand. Feel your whole body lengthen as you reach the arm. And exhale, hands come to the heart. Take a breath in here. Take a breath out. Maybe for a moment, returning to your intention. And what type of energy do you want to share and with whom? And when you're ready, inhale, take the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift as you inhale. And exhale, we'll step back to downward facing dog. If you practice chaturanga, vinyasa, if you want to transition through that, I invite you to do that if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. So let's inhale and take the left leg towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Again, peek at your back toes, make sure they're flexing and pointing directly towards your mat. Take a breath in, maybe lift the leg slightly higher. Exhale, bend the left knee as you hug it in towards your chest, stacking the shoulders above wrist. Hold here for a moment, and with control, landing in low lunge with the left foot forward. Good. And again, finding movement here. So inhale, you'll begin to lengthen the spine. Exhale, straighten your front leg and tuck chin into chest. Your breath, your movement. And just immersing yourself in this experience and locking your attention around the body. Practicing with complete awareness, complete concentration. Beautiful. And we'll bring that back knee down to the mat, setting up for a low lunge. Engage the inner thighs towards one another. As you inhale, bring the arms up. Good. And again, finding that foundation, so hugging the navel in towards the spine, energetically pulling the front heel towards the body. Open through your chest. Feeling the breath rise into your heart space. Once again, asking from that space what it is you want. And slowly begin to guide the left hand to the left hip. And inhale the right arm. And then over to the side, gently moving to your left side, stretching through your right side body. Inhale, taking everything up. And exhale, hands come down to your mat. Half split pose, walking the hands back, flexing the toes. And again, finding movement, so hips stay stacked above the knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bend the elbows, tuck your chin into your chest. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. And then slowly begin to release. Bend into your front knee one more time. Tuck the back toes under, lift the right knee away from the mat, twisting here. Right palm is grounded. Inhale the left arm open. Again, guiding the left hip forward, right hip back, pressing a lot through your back foot, engaging that leg. Finding lightness here with your breath. And then slowly guiding the top hand back down, coming into pyramid pose again. So stepping your right foot forward a few inches, straightening through both legs. Both toes are pointing towards the front of your mat. Left hip drawing forward, or backward rather, right hip drawing forward. Inhale, halfway lift here, lengthen the spine. And exhale, round yourself forward. Head and neck become heavy. Straightening through the front leg, breathing into the hamstring muscles. Inhale, halfway lift up. Again, standing splits is where we're going. So bending into your front knee, lifting the right leg high, bowing your forehead down towards your left leg. Breathing here. Take one more breath in, maybe challenge yourself to lift the right leg a little higher. Exhale, meet the left foot, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Last time we rise to stand. And exhale, fold everything down. Begin to bend the knees a lot and come into a squat. Good. So for a moment here in this squat, hug your forearms around your knees, maybe creating some sort of grip. Maybe tuck your chin into your chest. Maybe you stay here, maybe you play with coming to the toes, lifting the heels away from the mat. Compressing everything in towards midline for just a breath. And then releasing that down, bringing your feet to the mat and extending the legs forward. Shake it out. Good. Again, find your sit bones, so nice and rooted. Long through your legs, flexing the toes. Let's take a breath in. And exhale, finding a deep forward fold. Option to keep the spine long, or you can round and draw your chin to your chest. Option to bend the knees as much as you need to. Taking a breath in to come all the way up. And exhale, make your way down to your back. When you arrive, hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Again, just observing any changes in your body from when we first started. Again, thanking your body for engaging in this practice. And let's settle the feet down to the mat. Hugging the right knee in, finding figure 4. So the right ankle will cross above the left knee. Your right knee will open up. Option to stay here if this feels good, or you can begin to interlace your palms behind the left hamstring. Maybe giving yourself a little adjustment by pushing your right elbow into your right leg, pushing it away from you. Breathing into the hip. And again, just experiencing this posture, these sensations, and receiving them with your breath. Strengthening your capacity to be concentrated, to remain undistracted. Slowly begin to release that. Uncross your ankle. Take any counter movements if it feels good. Maybe windshield wiper the legs, dropping the knees right and left. And then we'll take the same pose on the other side. So left knee hugs into the chest first, crossing left ankle above the right knee. Figure 4. Just being mindful of keeping the left toes flexed, staying here. Again, just taking it to your edge, that place where you can experience sensation, maybe even discomfort, but never any pain in the body. Slowing down your breath. And when you're ready, finding release from the pose, uncrossing the left ankle. And again, any counter shapes that feel good. Eventually, we'll meet with the knees hugged into the chest. And option to explore any last movements that feel good in your body before taking your final shavasana. And maybe taking a twist or a happy baby. Or if you're ready for shavasana, simply curl yourself up into a tiny ball, drawing your forehead towards your knees, giving yourself a hug, saying thank you, I love you. And when you're ready, moving into that space of shavasana, always taking your time to arrive, allowing the body to be completely heavy, releasing any form of tension from the toes, the knees, the hips, the spine, the arms, the chest. Softening the expression on your face, and basking in this exquisite experience of stillness, of peace, and of calm. If this is feeling really good in your body, I invite you to stay in this resting pose as long as feels good. If you're ready to find release, begin to invite a deep breath back into your body. Again, just noticing the rise and the fall of the belly. Inviting any gentle movement in the toes, the fingers, the wrists, and the ankles. Maybe drawing your head from each side. And eventually it might feel good to take a full body stretch, reaching the arms over the head, pointing through the toes as if you just woken up. And in time, bending to the knees and rolling over, finding a fetal position, whatever side calls to you in the moment. Coming back to a comfortable, easy seat just to close out our practice together. Option to bring the hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths to release anything that doesn't feel good, that no longer serves. Releasing all your breath from your mouth. Begin to take a deep breath in, fill up. Open mouth, exhale. Deeper breath in. Longer breath out. Last breath in. Letting everything go. Thank you all so much for joining us all, for sharing your practice. May we all be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Namaste, friends.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
So happy to have you as always. Again, if you have any questions or comments or any requests for next week, please let me know. I'm always available. But always so good to have you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay calm. Always come back to your breath during this week. Thank yourself for just taking time for some self-care today. I think we all need it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thanks.
I
Bye.
can't hear you, Michelle, for some reason. I can barely hear you.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I was just saying thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah,
It was
thanks
good.
for being here.
I just joined Platform Strength like today. So I was like, oh,
Yes.
I'll jump in and try this yoga out. So
Yeah, it feels good to stretch everything out. Awesome.
Yeah, it does feel good.
Yay.
I like it for mobility
Well, thanks
stuff.
for being here. And again, you can catch Mackenzie on Tuesdays, and then I'm here every Thursday at 5:30. I think that week of Thanksgiving we won't have class, but for now it should be every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30. And if you can't join like live, you can always come back to the recordings later on.
Okay, cool. What was your name again?
I'm sorry?
What was your name?
My name's Katie.
Katie, that's right. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Thanks, Katie.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. I'm gonna hop off because there's a class coming into the studio right after me. But
Bye. Have a good one. Thank you.
yeah, see you guys soon. Take care.